I don't know how you feel about this, but I've seen some comments from some college coaches, Rob, that they just seem tone deaf to me. And Ed Orgeron, who I like, got LSU, was phenomenal last year. I'm from Louisiana, and I like his whole demeanor, his accent. He's one of those Bayou country Cajun. I'm Creole, he's Cajun. I like him, but what he said is just tone deaf to me. And do we have sound to this, or do I need to read it? Okay, no sound. So this was at Tiger Stadium in a roundtable discussion about, Louisiana schools reopening and the coronavirus. And Vice President Mike Pence was actually in attendance. But here's what Orgeron said. We need to play. This state needs it. This country needs it. I don't think we can take this away from our players, take this away from our state and our country. We need football. Football is the lifeblood of our country. We have our team back, ready to go. We need football. And
what I'm
Pence applauded. What do you say, Rob?
Damn him. Giving some Rock Newtony, I can't even get his name out. Newt Rockney type speech, Chris, when we need reality. Yeah. Stop with the football coach speak. We need football for our country, guys. We can't take it away from the kids. You mean to tell me that at schools where they won't even let the kids back on campus, you need football? Come on, Ed, stop it. Stop playing to the crowd. Of course the kids want to play. This whole nonsense, giving some BS coach speak where, about how great the game is and we need it. We don't need that. We need healthy kids who aren't going to get the coronavirus. That's right. What we need.
Nah, you're right.
Stop
Absolutely. It. And look, you can get the point across that we want to play.
Chris, we all want the games.
You start off and maybe, look, I don't know, Rob G, have we gotten just only part of the quote or whatever, but start off by saying, look, the most important thing is the kids' health. That's it. These are kids. They're not getting paid. We know they all want to play. They're excited. They feel good. They feel healthy. They're young. They want to play. But we as the older people, we as the mature adults, we have to put their health and safety first. And then there's the academics. I know it's all lip service because it's more about football and basketball than academics at these schools. But at least give me some of that lip service.
Right.
And say if they can't, they're here to be students. If they can't go to school, then, we can't have them out there playing football. Now, of course, I want to play. The kids want to play. I love football. I feel like the fans want it. But it's safety first. And I'm going to say this, Robin. I said this in a discussion I had with somebody this week. I can't even remember who it was, about race. And I don't think this was racial. Like, I don't think Ed Orgeron, I don't think race had anything to do with it. But I just got to say this in this time when everybody's paying attention to race. When you look back at slavery and the oppression African Americans have gone through historically in this country, it's been about economics, it's been about power, and it's been about race. And when you look at sports, and this is why sometimes you hear the athletes even refer to themselves as slaves or they're on the plantation. Of course, they're not slaves by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But they still refer to it because those three dynamics, Rob, are the same. Economics, right? They're making tons of money, pro and college, when you talk about football and basketball. And then race, most of the athletes are black. In
Not
those
all,
sports,
right.
In those two sports mostly. And then power. The people in power mostly are white.
Right.
And so because you still have the dynamics, whenever there's something said, whenever there's like a negative interaction, comment, whatever, some people, particularly some African Americans, that thought's going to come to their mind. Because the three dynamics, power, economics, and race, are the same. Now, I don't think Orgeron and these guys have meant it as racially, but that's always under the surface in America. So you got Dabo in Clemson, you got Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. They're saying things that are tone deaf to me, Rob.
Right. And because they're selfish, they only care about themselves, Chris. They don't care about the kids. I just don't even understand. No, football is not essential. We all love sports.
Right.
Chris, don't you? I would love to be able to go to Dodger Stadium tonight to watch a game.
Right.
More than anything. I would.
Yep.
It ain't safe.
Yep.
All right?
No,
what part don't we get?
I'm with you. And it just makes it seem like, especially with the heightened sensitivity to this issue now, right now, I mean, they probably would say it if their teams were mostly white. But it makes it look like do you care about these kids, these black kids?
Just get out there. Hey, get out there. We need you out there. Right.
And now, of course, African Americans are dying at disproportionate rates from the COVID-19. And so it just doesn't look good. And hopefully somebody will get in these guys' ear and let them know that. All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369 is Coach Ed Orgeron. We want your honest opinion. You know how we roll on the Odd Couple. Is he tone deaf when he says America needs football during this pandemic? Come with your real feelings.
Yep, let's kick it off with Jacob in Vegas. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jacob?
What's up, guys? How's it going today?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. I think they should be playing football, man. Here's why, okay? School's already back in session in Europe, even though they got similar case counts to America in percentages. Kids under 25 generally aren't affected by this disease. Less than 0.1% of those kids have a severe case, and that's the same as a kid, like Hank Gathers dropping dead at the free throw line. It's just random, and it might happen, but it's not going to affect these kids. So let's kill the rhetoric of the risking their lives because they're not.
Jacob, stop. All I know is I teach at USC, and we're not going to be on campus. So your information that you have and what they're doing and what we're doing here is totally different. So I don't know what schools you're talking about in Europe.
And here's the thing. Yeah, Europe and some of the countries were just locked. They were on real lockdown.
Right.
Like Italy is doing much better. A lot of the countries are doing much better because they really locked down. Let's just face it. We've been partying. We've been going to the bars, the pools, the beaches. I mean, it's our fault. And it's also we don't know everything about this disease either, Rob. Now they're talking about like it could affect your lungs long term. I don't know. You just look, and Will was his name. What was the guest?
Jacob.
I mean, look, he's reading stuff. Obviously, this has become very politicized.
Yep.
And, it's just all types of stuff out there. All I know is I'm not a doctor. And a lot of the people writing for political reasons or talking for political reasons aren't doctors. So I'm trying to believe the doctors. That's all.
Me too.
That's all
I'm going to believe the doctors. Randy in North Carolina, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Randy?
Yes, hi. How you doing? So
good.
Maybe I can clear some air. So I've been a physician assistant for 20 years. I work at the ER at Duke Hospital. I also work at a couple of urgent care centers. So I come across this every day, 20, 30 times a day, if not more. So I'm going to give you some statistics, and then I'll talk about what we see and what we should know. And you can stop me at any time. Fair enough?
All right, keep him on. I want to hear this. Yeah.
All right. So the first thing is the chances of somebody dying from the coronavirus under the age of 25 is less than 1 million. Less than 1 in 1 million. The chances of you getting injured and dying on a football field is greater than 1 in 1 million. Chances of a kid under the age of 25 dying in a car accident is greater than 10 in 1 million. So you're more likely going to die from a football hit or a car accident than the coronavirus. So that
let me ask you this, and you may think it's a give me your honest reason. Why are people making such a big deal out of this? And remember, because I know some people say, well, it's about the election, it's this or that, but this is not just America.
Right.
This is the entire world. It's not just the Western world. It's China. It's the entire world. So why, if it's really not that big of a deal, are
Exactly.
people all over the world making such a big deal?
We couldn't manufacture us. This is not just the United States hoax to try to get people to get vaccinated.
And keep him on. I want to hear the answer. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll be glad to answer it. There is a lot of fear and anxiety spread by politics and spread by the media. And politics have a play in this. The unfortunate thing is when you hear the politics talk about getting tested, there are so many flaws with the testing. And as a provider, it's very difficult to try to explain them to a patient who's in fear. So I'm going to give you some examples. When you test somebody for the coronavirus, you don't know when the test turns positive and how long the test turned positive for. For example, kids go to the beach on a weekend, come in and get tested. Test is negative. Okay? Kids,
A couple days later, they could test positive, right?
Well, that's one thing. People get tested and they're positive. Work won't let them back. They keep coming back every 10 to 14 days, and they keep testing positive. So that's one flaw. The second flaw is how specific is the test? They don't tell you that. Also, there are certain other viruses that when you test yourself, you're testing positive for the other virus, and there's false positives.
All right. Well,
Randy,
we appreciate the call, Randy. That's good information. But
let's just squeeze one more guy in.
Right.
David in Miami, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Guys, I got to say this up front. I'm considerably older than you guys. You are the two best guys on radio I have ever heard. You tell the truth, and you tell it the way it is. This coach...
Thank you.
No, you don't have to thank me. You only thank me if I'm lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth, okay? What's going on here with these coaches now, it's all money, buddy. It only comes down to money. He cares about these kids? He cares about their education?
No, he doesn't.
No. How many of these kids that will play football in college will go on to the pros and make some money out of it? What is it, half of 1%?
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing.
Very few.
It's nothing. And in addition to that, Chris, you said, or Rob, you said something before that I got to change your order on.
Yes.
You said you said it's power, it's money, and I forgot the third thing.
Chris said that. Race. Chris.
Yep.
Yeah.
Economics,
Chris.
power, and race.
You got it the wrong way, buddy. There is only one thing that matters in this country. There's only one thing. If you just landed from Mars with two antennas and you walked into a store to buy a Ferrari and you got the green in your pocket, everyone and their mother is going to jump to wait on you, okay? Money is what makes this country go round. That's it. How do you get the money? You need to become educated.
Here's one other thing. Here's one thing that I'm going to. I love the call. Right. Disagree. If that's the case and it's only about money, then please tell me why. And you can look it up. Mellon Bank, Chris, in Philadelphia. I think the Inquirer did a expose on this. Black people with good credit were turned down for mortgages all the time. Oh, they had the money, they had the credit,
right,
and they still wouldn't sell them the house.
Right.
So I get it. It ain't always if you have the money. Do you know what I mean? Or the credit, Chris. Right. It's not.
Right. No,
race
no question.
money
is related. They're all intertwined.
Yeah.
That's undeniable.
I get I get the money part. I do.
If you want to say money ultimately drove slavery, but race and power were right in there.